Hi, my name is Geeta Sidhu-Robb. Today we're going to talk about toxic thoughts. It's something that affects all of us. We spend a lot of time having a negative view of ourselves, and that comes from so many different places. It comes from our parents, it comes from school, it comes from the teacher that told you that you were a complete waste of time. It comes from friends, people that you knew. It came from bullies at school. It came from culturally, you can and can't do this. And for women, negative thoughts come for both men and women. What tends to happen with us as women is that because we're a receptive, nurturing kind of psyche, we absorb so many of these words and make them our own. I mean, no one has ever turned around to a man and said, you really struggle from imposter syndrome. And that's because testosterone just doesn't work like that. It works as a very different outward-facing kind of hormone, whereas estrogen is a very inward-facing, adaptogenic, stretching kind of hormone. So we receive, we nurture. That's who we are as women. As you know, I don't think that makes us weak. I think that makes us incredibly strong. But what it does do is that we take to heart and we absorb spoken words to an enormous extent. We really, people will say something and we'll remember it 1, 2, 5 years later, and it begins to shape who we are. And you'll see the most incredibly beautiful, incredibly gorgeous figured women. And somebody somewhere will have said, gosh, your bum looks big in that. And that's what they will keep seeing. And that's all they see. They don't see anything else. Now, I want to talk to you about what happens with this negative self-thought within your body. So for me, it's very interesting because I find that I work in health and wellness, and I work in this industry. And I'm always shocked at the results of what I find again and again, of how what you think affects how your body creates itself, because our bodies are changing every single day. They change after every meal. You get a sort of food baby straight after a meal. But when you take a really, really negative thought and you internalize it, because someone says something horrible to you and you kind of go, that's you internalizing, and you take it and you push it down. Now, what the body does is it then struggles with what to do with this really, really toxic, yucky, horrible thing that we've kind of pushed down. And so it takes fat stores and puts these fat stores almost around this thought and finds a way to protect the rest of your organs from this idea. And when you get lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of negative ideas, you end up finding that the body needs to work harder and harder and harder to protect yourself from these thoughts. And I know that sounds a little bit difficult to believe, but I'm trying to think, it was Nelson Mandela who said that feeling vengeful is like drinking poison and hoping it's going to affect your enemy. Whoever said that, that's super clever, because in fact, what you're doing is that when you have all these negative thoughts about you or about someone else, you're literally poisoning the system. You're creating an enormous amount of acidity in your body. The thing is, as women, we find it really, really, really hard to not just stand up against something like this, but to be direct and mean and vicious back, because it's just not what we want to do. I don't always want to be horrible to someone just because they've been horrible to me. But what I have done is worked out a way to manage when people are trying to tell me negative things, to make me believe that about myself. And it's a very interesting technique, and I'd like to show it to you. So when you go somewhere, for example, and somebody goes, oh, gosh, that dress you're wearing it's tight, isn't it? Or that lipstick does look a little strange in this light, doesn't it? Or, oh, have you not had time to do your hair? Or, the vicious, nasty, horrible, arsey things that people will say to you. Nowadays, instead of thinking, oh, or absorbing it, I will look back at the person and I look them in the eye and I say, were you trying to make me feel horrible? I'm not sure if you were trying, so I thought I would ask. And it is the most amazing thing, because people sit there going, No, I was just like trying to point it out. And you go, and don't move, don't change, don't give away the space that you're in. Keep looking at them and say, oh, because it sounded like you were trying to make me feel bad, which would make you not very nice. So were you trying to make me feel bad? I'm not engaged in what they're saying. I'm not responding to what they're saying. But what I am doing is understanding that what's coming out of somebody else's mouth is none of my damn business. You can think what you like about my bum, my hair, my clothing. Frankly, it's none of my business what you think about me. And I'll tell you why. Because the only thing I care about is actually what I think about me. That's where I'm going to start from. And if you are my best friend and you think my ass looks really big in what I'm wearing, there's a hope I'm going to listen to you. Other than that, I don't really care. And neither should you. There is no one who is going to be nasty and vicious to you who's really looking out for your good. They're not. What they're doing is dealing with their own rubbish and trying to throw it at you, because when you feel bad, they feel better. Don't fall for it. It makes you feel bad, it takes away your energy, it puts all these yucky fat stores in your system, makes you acidic, causes an enormous amount of stress. So I want you to practice. The next time someone says something that makes you feel bad, don't hide, don't fight, just shine a mirror and say, were you trying to make me feel bad? Let me know how that works for you, because I promise you it really works, and it completely sort of discombobulates people. So I hope that's helpful. My name's Geeta Sidhu-Robb, and I work at a company called Nosh Detox. If you want to know more about me, see down below. If you like this video, please leave me a comment, subscribe to hear when we send out the next video.